Hey beauties, it's Riri. Today's video is all about the brand new Nomad Cosmetics Cruise collection. We're going to talk some deets, I'll pop on some swatches, and then we're going to dive in. Introducing Nomad Cosmetics Cruise Collection, the destination. Our cruise collection invites you into a dream of sun-kissed freedom, where the breeze is warm, water endless, and time drifts by softly. Sailing between busy ports and quiet coves, life on board unfolds in slow mornings, sun-drenched afternoons, and sparkling evenings. This is a voyage through color, shimmer, and unforgettable memories. The collection, with magnetic palettes to mix and match. Aurora Cruise Shimmer Palette. 15 radiant shimmers and duochromes inspired by glittering coastlines, shifting seas, and dancing lights in the horizon. Coastal Cruise Matte Palette. 15 luxurious and velvety mattes inspired by nautical tones, natural hues, and coastal colors. Sunrise and Sunset Cruise Gradient Highlighters. 2 gradient duochrome highlighters featuring rosy hues of the sunrise and golden bronzes of the sunset. The cause: we are proud to support Ocean Conservancy and their work to keep our oceans healthy and thriving. This beautiful collection sets sail on Monday, February 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern. You can use code RIRI10 to save 10%. That code is affiliated, so if you do use it, I do earn a small commission. Thank you in advance, and thank you so much to Nomad Cosmetics for gifting. Alright, hopefully the swatches and everything were helpful to you guys. This is a beautiful collection, a full-on collection that Nomad Cosmetics is launching. I could not be more thrilled, and I think this is going to be very well received. This was gifted in PR, and I do have an affiliated code with Nomad Cosmetics. It is RIRI10 to save you 10%. I'm going to do a full-on look with you guys, cohesive eye look with you guys, and then of course, as we always do, at the end of the video, you will see 2 just eye looks. But so far, based on those 2 looks, swatches, my preferences, and things like that, this is officially my favorite Nomad Cosmetics collection. I am absolutely thrilled. I'm just gonna hush. We're just gonna dive in, you guys. I am already prepped with my Alter Ego eyeshadow base, as I always am. So I'm gonna go in first with the All Matte palette. This is the Coastal Cruise palette. These are also their very first magnetic palettes as well, so I'm absolutely thrilled. And of course, they already lend themselves to being very, very beginner friendly. You go here, 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 so on and so forth. You can pop them out, you can interchange them. You can add some shades from the All Shimmer palette. This is the Aurora Cruise palette. Love the theming, love the packaging, love the shades. These are absolutely beautiful. So you could literally interchange these, mix and match and stuff like that. Keep it fully matte over here, keep this one fully shimmer, or mix and match them. And then the 2 highlighter palettes. I love the fact that even though we got, 2 highlighter palettes, they run the gambit in terms of shade selection. We are starting very light, a little bit more mid-tone, getting a little bit deeper, and then a little bit deeper. So the gradient, I think, is going to be quite inclusive. I love the packaging, the theming, the detail. This is a little bit more kind of bronzy, summery, I would say. This is the Sunset Cruise. And then we have the Sunrise Cruise. This one is a little bit more cool toned. We've got a beautiful kind of more icy shade, again, going into a little bit deeper, and then a little bit deeper over here. So I love that they are giving us options. We go very, very light to very dark. We have some depth. We have depth and lighter shades also in the shimmer palette. We go light to dark here. I'm floored. I'm absolutely floored. So I've already kind of played in this row here. Today I'm going to do the blues. If you guys want to see even more looks, please comment down below and let me know. And of course, all the deets and everything are going to be down below. So for today, I'm going to be playing in the blue row. I'm going to go in with a super fluffy brush first, and I'm working from light to dark today. I'm going to go into Cool Current first, and I'm going to pop that almost completely up to my brow bone. It's a little like deep for me in terms of like putting it straight to the brow bone. And like I said, I have 2 looks that I will pop up at the end of the video as well. You guys, I already love Nomad Cosmetics. As you guys know, they are one of my all-time favorite brands for so many reasons. I just think that everything is so deliberate and intentional with them. Everything is very thoughtful, well curated and stuff like that. From the packaging, the names, the theming, the fact that they give back. I love them as a whole. They have a very, and I speak to this a lot, they have a very beginner-friendly formula, and not just the formula, but like I was mentioning a second ago, the actual layout and color story of the eyeshadow palettes and stuff like that, they lend themselves, again, to just being very, very beginner-friendly. They have a very consistent formula. As I've said in the past, the only palette I ever had an issue with was the Love and Death, I think is what it was called. The shimmers in that were just incredibly hard pressed, and some of them hit hard pan and stuff like that. Other than that, everything that I have tried from Nomad Cosmetics has been consistent across the board. I think I'm going to stay in this brush. We're going to go down here. This is more of kind of a smoky like whale blue, and that is called Quiet Wake. And each time I'm going to go into the darker shade, I'm going to come a little bit lower on the lid. You could also do this exact same thing, just working dark to light, whatever is your preference. You could do whatever shape you want to do, obviously. All right, I'm switching my brush now. This one is a little bit more kind of pinched and a little bit more firm. Same shade though, that Quiet Wake. And I want to note too, as somebody that has very, very dry and very heavy hooded lids, their eyeshadow formula is quite soft and silky, and I don't ever feel like it like accentuates texture or anything like that. Like they don't, kind of stick in place. They don't get patchy or muddy. So I do just want to kind of note that as well. And I mean, you guys see like there's lots of extra, there's all kinds of stuff going on these pretty little lids. Okay. Oh, yep. Pretty. I'm just going to kind of take my finger and just kind of softly graze the edge there. I don't like for my shadow to fall down below my eye. I feel like, especially having hooded lids and stuff, it just kind of drags the eye down, and I do not like that. Switching over to a pinched brush now, I'm going into Open Water, which is a beautiful, deeper navy shade. Picks up beautifully on the brush. I am getting a little bit of kick up in the pan. That does not bother me, but I do note it because I do know that it drives some people crazy. It doesn't bother me at all. The only time that it will ever bother me is if it's a more kind of luxe brand where I've spent, a lot of money on it, and it's so much fallout that when I tap my brush, it's literally just powder everywhere. That's the only time it's going to bother me. So far, so good. I am reaching pretty darn near close to pan color. I have that beautiful, soft, natural gradient that I personally am looking for. And I like that, honestly, I feel like in terms of, if you are, even new to my channel, but if you're kind of new to makeup, you have a new beauty who's kind of like dipping their toes into the spectrum of makeup, I feel like if you got this entire collection, taking a clean brush and just grazing those edges. But if you are new yourself, or you're trying to just kind of expand on your collection, or you feel like you're missing something, and or you have a new beauty who's kind of dipping their toes in, I think if you got this entire collection, you pretty much have everything you need. I mean, you could even go in with certain shades in here and use them as blushes. You guys know I do that a lot. If you have deeper skin, I would assume that you could kind of fluff this shade right here as a powder or something like that. We've got, shades we could use as contour. I always try to view a palette and a color story as more than just what it is, if that makes any sense. I try to use a shade for blush, for bronzer, for highlight, for brows, for whatever the case may be. So I feel like you have every matte you ever need, aside from a black, but this is pretty richly pigmented, and then a white, which you have like kind of more of a bone shade. But in terms of having kind of a full-on collection of mattes, I think this is a beautiful place to start. I feel the same way about the Shimmer palette. I am good here in terms of my mattes. Of course, we'll finish at the lower lash line and do all the things. I'm gonna go into my Gourmande Girls Glitter Primer. It is my favorite of all time. I did purchase this myself, but I have an affiliated code with her. It's RIRI10 for 10% off. And all my codes and everything are always down below, you guys. But as you can see, this has a beautiful kind of thin serum-like consistency to it. And that is the main reason that I love it. It has good grip and good tack without being gunky and like super sticky. As you can see, it does not disrupt the mattes underneath or anything. It is fantastic, you guys. It's phenomenal. I absolutely love it. All right, now we're gonna go into the Aurora Cruise palette, and I'm gonna play in these 3 shades here. I need to kind of swatch these to see which one's darker or lighter. I feel like tonally, this one's probably gonna look better on the inner corner. So in the inner corner, I'm going in with Ocean's Crown, and it's like violet, periwinkle, blue, incredibly stunning. Oh my goodness. Oh yes, that is beautiful. And I'm gonna pop that on about the inner third. I will also go in with a detail brush and try to pop that on the inner corner if I feel like it'll be light enough, which I don't think it's going to be. So then Prism Tide is going to go right beside that, and you'll see I kind of butted up against it and layer it across it just a little bit. This is going to stay on the ball of my eye. And then where they kind of mix right there, I'm going to lightly tap that. Got a little flake. Oh no, let's not ruin the look, please. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what that was because it's not the eyeshadow. Okay, well, ignore that part. We'll fix that later. And then I'm going to come over here. This, I believe, will be the darkest of the ones I'm going to be using. This is like a Mulberry plummy purple with a beautiful like aqua flip to it. I think it'll look good. Yes, that's beautiful. And again, just kind of butting it up against that other shade. I always just use my fingers, you guys, until I go in for like detail work. But you could definitely use, you know, a brush, a silicone sponge, a standard eyeshadow applicator, whatever is your preference. Going back in with that second shade. Again, I want a nice gradient between all the shades. And then with my finger, going back into the first shade, Ocean's Crown. Oh, that shade is spec-freaking-tacular. Ooh. Oh yeah, I am thrilled. I'm gonna go back in with a clean brush. Just kind of tap them edges again. Of course, we're gonna go to the lower lash line, so it's not super, super important. And then I am going to take a mascara wand and kind of clean this up. So again, just ignore that little part right there. I'm gonna go in with a detail brush. I feel like this greeny aqua shade, no, that's more green yellow. I think I'm just gonna do the champagne shade. I think that's probably gonna be my best bet for my inner corner. And I don't mind sparkle, like fallout and stuff like that. I generally do my eyes first, so it doesn't really affect me that much. If it is something that bothers you, when you pick up the sparkle shadows, just wet your brush a little bit. I'm also going to kind of pull that up as I generally do. Oh yeah, that is stunning. All right, let me do the other eye off camera. Let me do my base and all that kind of stuff. We'll come back and wrap up the lower lash line. I'll give you some thoughts. All right, everything is on. I am going to go in with one of the highlighter palettes, of course. To finish up the lower lash line, I'm going back into the Coastal Cruise eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to do the exact same thing, and I'm going to start dark with a smudger brush, and I'm going to run that on the lower lash line and then smudge it out with the other two shades. For highlighter, I'm going to go into the Sunrise Cruise palette, and I'm going to tap in between these two right here. Oh my goodness, beautiful. Now obviously you do not have to go in with, you know, a colored highlighter if you do not like colored highlighters, but I do. I love them. Oh my gosh, wow, that is stunning. Ooh. Okay, loving this. And then I'll go right here, kind of in between these two shades, and dust like lightly. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Right here at the brow bone. That is perfect. Okay, that is stunning. That is beautiful. You could obviously also go in with this on your eyes and stuff like that too, so I think that is absolutely stunning. For lips, I'm gonna go in with a little Fenty Beauty oil. And it's kind of the same vibes, like purpley bluey. Oh yeah. And then I'm gonna finish up with my Fine Beauty white eyeliner. If you know, you know, it's my favorite of all time. And the YSL Lash Clash mascara. You will see the look up close. You will also see the look up close with flash. My thoughts, I think personally, and kind of in the spectrum of even being a makeup artist and what I could do in terms of that spectrum, but then also as a consumer of makeup, a collector of makeup, a lover of all things beauty, I think they absolutely nailed this collection, and I'm predicting now this is going to be their best-selling collection. I just think they nailed it. To have a fully matte palette, having it magnetized, having the fully shimmer palette. I love the theming, the packaging, the actual color stories. They lend themselves to being very, very beginner friendly, but of course they give me all the bells and the whistles that I also want as somebody who is well versed in makeup. I also like that we got the options of the two different highlighters, also with those beautiful gradients of going light to dark. And you can even go in, kind of given that this doesn't have a whole lot of neutrality to it, if you're wanting to pair this with something a little bit more neutral in terms of shimmers, you could absolutely go in here with this. Like I said, these could be used on the eyes. I also really love, like I said, that this goes very light to very dark. Again, incredibly beginner friendly, and I love the actual tones and undertones of everything. And based off of the now 3 looks that I have done, it performs just as beautifully as I'm used to with them. I also just want to note, and it's the little small things for me, the gradient on the actual packaging is the gradient of the color story, if that makes any sense. Like we've got like soft neutral, and then it kind of fades right here into green, and then kind of fades into blues here. I love that. Again, it's that attention to detail for me. They are also vegan and cruelty free, and they also give back. I'm giving it a 5 out of freaking 5. I'm giving it a 10 out of 5. I'm floored. I think this is their best collection yet. I love the overall collection as a whole. I love each piece individually. Thank you again to Nomad Cosmetics for gifting. I do have an affiliated code. It's RERE10 to get 10% off. So thank you in advance if you do happen to use my code. I don't think you'll be disappointed. This is a home run in my opinion. Absolutely love it. Love the entirety of the collection, and this is definitely going to be in rotation in my collection. If you guys want to see any more looks, let me know, and then let me know what you would like to see, what color combos and stuff like that. Of course, the other 2 looks will be popped on at the end of the video. Thank you all for joining me. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you did enjoy. You can hype the video. You can turn on your bell notifications so you never miss an upload. And there's a join button down below you can click to become a channel member for some exclusive perks. I love you all. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.